8:25. We wear poppies at this time of year to honor our veterans, but there is an organization called the Veterans Transition Network that is helping our veterans year-round. And joining us this morning to talk about that, we have two incredible gentlemen. We've got Oliver Thorne, the National Operations Director, and also Corporal James Alexander, a graduate of the program. Can you tell us more about the program and how it's helping veterans?
Yeah, absolutely. So our charity delivers the Veterans Transition Program, which is a 10-day group counseling and transition program designed specifically for Canadian veterans to help them identify and overcome barriers to transition back into civilian life.
And you are a graduate of the program. Can you tell us how it changed your life? I know, but as soon as it was coming out of my mouth, I thought that's a real weighty question. But did it change your life?
It's a big question, and it did make all the difference to me. It made some big changes because I thought I was going in to pick up some skills, drills, and exercises to learn how to move forward, and that did help me. But it also was a course that taught me how to drop some of the stuff I was carrying. And there are some things that were connected to military, and other things connected to even prior to service, things connected to family. And
did that surprise you?
I didn't know that was really what I was clinging on to. And that was the stuff I needed to let go of in order to make my biggest gains in life.
Was it hard to get to that point where you asked for help and got into the program?
It was done a little bit through a back door, because my approach to the program was wondering if I could offer anything. I saw my friends and colleagues coming back from overseas, and I wanted to try and help, and I approached them, and I even approached the Padre at my regiment, and I said, what can I do? Is there anything that I can do to assist some of my friends, my colleagues? And I didn't have any concern about me. I wasn't the one who really needed anything. But they said, well, you can make a big difference, but you've got to go through the program first. And I've learned that over the years being involved in it, there's different ways to assist. So I've gone from being a program graduate and now all the way through a variety of roles at the Transitions Network. Now I'm working as a facilitator there. That's
amazing. Oliver, can you tell us maybe more about the struggles that veterans have asking for help and getting into the program?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we see with veterans is that it's such a diverse group of people. I think, the youngest person we had in one of our programs was 24, the oldest was 98. So there's a huge spectrum of people that we have coming through, men and women who have served in the Canadian Forces, and they have a variety of difficulties that they may be dealing with in the transition back to civilian life.
Can you give us an idea of what some of those difficulties are without getting too personal?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for some people, it's the symptoms we may typically think of, things like post-traumatic stress disorder or the broader term of operational stress injuries. So, again, difficulties with experiences they've had in their time in service or overseas. For other people, sometimes it's much more simple. For someone who's had a 20-year career in the Canadian Forces and then is transitioning into civilian life and a civilian workplace, that's a very major lifestyle change. So, for example, the things like resumes and cover letters that we in the civilian world kind of take as, for granted as a typical thing, that's something very different for someone coming out of the Canadian Forces. So it can be just the lifestyle change that is presenting a difficulty, and, communicating, working in a civilian environment, that can present a challenge, all the way up to difficulty connecting with family and loved ones, suffering with some of those symptoms of post-traumatic stress because of their service overseas. So it's very, very broad.
So you talk about that difficulty possibly in connecting with their family and their loved ones, and I know watching this morning, you might be a veteran and this is sparking something in you, and you think, hey, there's an open door here to VTN for me to get help. But what about the family members who are watching and see it in their loved ones, in the veterans in their family? How can they kind of get the ball rolling so that they could perhaps enter the program?
Absolutely. We find that so many family members and friends of veterans are often filling that role of being the primary caregiver for those that are a little bit tentative about reaching out and asking for help. So for any family that may be watching, certainly giving our website a visit at vtncanada.org, reading up about the programs that we have. We have a great list of resources of other organizations that are out there, because particularly when it comes to asking for help, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. There are fantastic organizations out there, and there are some really good services available from our government as well. So I encourage anybody watching who may be close to a veteran and may be thinking that they need some help, go out, educate yourself. There are great options out there, and please have a conversation about it.
Great. Well, the seed is planted this morning. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us.